Virgo, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It's a message for Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign. Act as if. So fly on a wall in the background, soaking up information, fitting in, drawing as little attention to you as possible, or fake it till you make it. So let's get into it. Virgo, this is a timeless message, so it comes to you when you're open and receptive to receiving it. I don't attach any specific dates to the reading itself, but I might mention specific occurrences or dates in the reading. Please do, whenever you're watching the video, refer back to those times in your life. Pull out your calendar to see what was going on at that time. This being said, I make a new reading for Virgo every single week. So if you love these readings, be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload your favorite content. If you're looking for personal readings, I do those. Please check out my website to choose the service that's right for you. I do have some open availability next week if you need me. And last but not least, please do join the BWOB membership. Our first abundance share is on March 20th, and you still have time to sign up in order to be a participating member. The link is on the front page of my channel. Okay. Virgo. 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 Messages for Virgo. All right, so we have plenty to begin with. Chameleon is front and center, blend in, fake it till you make it, act as if. Maybe there are changes going on. You're figuring out how to incorporate them into your life, or you're trying to figure out if things are even for you. Definitely not wanting to bring attention to yourself. I don't feel right now that you're dealing with somebody who is fake in your life. I think this is representative of where you're at right now. So let's get into the energies around it. The past. Trust in divine detours. Not so much, right? It was kind of flatlined. This is usually an energy of giving yourself over to the direction that the divine is guiding you in. Trust and faith, as well as, you know, having taken made a big change in your life. Trust in divine detours, okay? And then we have tend to the small things and claim your independence. You don't want anything to do with something back here. You don't want to be associated with changes that somebody made, because the way that you view it is they messed up. Whatever choices that they made were not stuff that you wanted to be associated with. You see that there's kind of a mess, trying to keep yourself out of it or away from it. Now there seems to be central energy of, okay, now I'm just going to watch and wait. So clearly something went down that you did not approve of, Virgo, not too long ago. And now there's just this sense of, why are you sticking around? Sticking around because you're at least a little bit curious to see what comes out of this. But definitely there's this energy here of not wanting to get the hands messy or involved in these details or all these changes or these the little things that could add up. Like seeing it is something that makes you very uncomfortable. Tend to the small things is Virgo energy. Claiming your independence, maybe from being too detail oriented or driving yourself crazy with too many details. Trust in divine detours, trying to get away from that maybe energy, but not doing so well, or it not being that easy. Let's go to the future then. We have be peace. So there's some sort of really tumultuous situation that you were not comfortable with that sent you kind of spiraling or into a lot of changes that were not your choice, that now is coming to a sense of maybe distancing yourself from it, or understanding it, or being able to at least objectively observe it, maybe even fake it till you make it, because you were thrown into this stuff that you didn't want to be a part of, and now you're just trying to like blend in and not bring attention to yourself. And then we have be peace. So there is peace coming into this situation. There is tranquility that will be able to be restored not too far into the future, as well as a higher perspective or an understanding of why it all happened, or being able to, make up or reconcile. So let's get into the tarot cards. Okay, what is all of this about? What is all of this about? Why act as if what? Act as if what for Virgo, please? You have a happy home. Act as if everything is stable. Act as if this is exactly where you want to be, and act as if you belong or you fit in. That's what the Four of Wands is. This sense of I'm happy, but it's act as if I'm happy, or maybe act as if I'm happy so I don't shake up the stability that I want. But there is still some sense of keeping up appearances of what appears to be in the right place, or around the right people, but there's still this sense of not feeling completely comfortable. Okay, and then we have Two of Cups. It's almost like you're acting as if you're happy that two people got together, when in fact it was a fucking shit show how they got together, and there's a lot of BS that went on under the surface. And so now you're like, okay, I'm going to stay out of it. I'm not going to have anything to do with it, because ultimately everybody else is going to get on me for it. Or trying to stay out. Maybe you're just trying to stay out because you're like, I want to remain optimistic and see if this can actually work out, or if everything will be okay. This could also be a sense of you went through chaos not too long ago, and so now you're trying to stay as distant as you can from getting overly involved in a new situation. But ultimately it doesn't seem like then you would be doing such a good job, because there's a lot of anticipation and happiness, and thinking, okay, I finally found somebody that works out really, really well with me, and I'm really happy and I'm really excited. But there is still that energy of chameleon spirit blending into a situation. There's heartbreak here, and there's Three of Pentacles. So I don't know exactly yet. Three of Swords is heartbreak, but it comes out with Three of Pentacles. There's still stuff that you have to work on, is what that energy is saying, Virgo. So in this situation, for this to be real, for this happiness to be real, there's still work that you have to do on whatever it was that really hurt you or broke your heart. It could be both of you are coming from a chaotic situation and ultimately needed to distance yourself from that. So as much as you might want to throw yourself into what seems like this perfect match right now, there is a hesitancy, and there should be, because there is still this heartbreak to deal with and to work on, and to do some work on. This could also be viewed by other people as you doing really great work, or people are happy for you. It could be you trying to be happy for somebody who deserves happiness, right? And like, it's like people are trying to be happy for somebody who they want to be happy, but they also, in the back of their mind somewhere, know they just got out of a shitstorm, crazy situation. So how happy should I be that maybe they're throwing themselves into this new situation really quickly, really fast, And it will lead to, once again, heartbreak if they don't do work on it. I don't know if it's you or somebody you care about, but that is the vibe that I'm picking up from this reading right now. Let's grab a moon card. Maybe that can give us some insight into work through your fears. Okay, that's Scorpionic energy, and it speaks of pain. It speaks of, okay, so let's put it this way. Okay, we have 2 Libran energies coming out in the future. So let's put it this way. This card acknowledges that there is pain, there was suffering, and there was a painful ending that you had to work through. And then maybe you still have to work through. So there's an acknowledgement right there. So for those of you who are all like, oh my God, I'm rushing into this new situation, it makes me so happy. You're gonna because there are still some things that are sitting there that are gonna create that wall, or at least that muck that you're gonna have to work through. So for those of you who can grab a hold of their mind, calm themselves down, which is what's being suggested right now, is work through any of these heartbreaks, these fears that you may have. It's not that this isn't a new situation isn't good. It's that there is still heartbreak or fears or pain from the old situation that needs to be acknowledged and needs to be worked through, or it will eventually catch up to you. It does look like you're making peace with it. So this is a really good momentum that I'm seeing here, that I'm going to work on the heartbreak, working on the heartbreak, maybe with somebody else, working through your fears together to bring a sense of tranquility and happiness back into your life. Also, love. We have adjustments were required in the past, and yes, they were. Yes, they absolutely were. But the past still is showing up. So it means it's still impacting your situation right now, right? The sense of whatever you know needed work in the past still needs work. And those are the kind of adjustments that maybe you're tweaking or managing with this new partnership or situation that you've got going on in your life. It could be that the person that you guys are working through this together, working on a situation together. Okay, we have a win-win outcome is forecast. This is Libran energy, and this is also Libran energy, be peace. Both of these cards are finding a sense of balance and happiness, love, and peace. With a situation that, so you are working through your fears and it's looking really good. Of course, the future can always change, but working through your fears now and working on and facing those heartbreaks now is what's going to lead to balance and an easement, reconciliation, or just a finishing up, a peaceful finishing to a more difficult situation. Why am I being called toward these cards? I got to get back to tarot. Let's see. Observer. I'm telling you, as soon as that card came out, the chameleon card, I was like, okay, just watch and wait. Look. So this is looking at this new situation, and then we have the fates. So looking and seeing very clearly, do you see everything in this card? Do you see that faint face behind what's easy to see? So there is the moon aspect of that person. It's almost like you've learned to look deeper toward the darker, deeper, more private and personal side of somebody, wanting to hold, you're working really well together, but wanting to hold off or realizing that you had to adjust yourself in the past because you didn't know somebody's moon sign or they didn't know your personal side that much. So it's almost like emotional honesty is essential for moving forward with this situation and watching waiting and looking to see maybe how somebody deals with situations and deals with heartbreaks. You want to see how they get through those things. And if somebody has put you on pause, that's why, because they've been through something and they've learned the hard way. They want to make sure that they know somebody entirely, or they see how somebody works through the shitstorm. It's almost like this, do they walk away from the situation? How do they handle themselves in the situation? So here we have the fates putting everything together step by step. This is a fated energy. And so I think what God is doing is revealing this to you to take the stress off of you. You don't have to push this situation. This is exactly where you're supposed to be, and let things add up. Just let them go slower. You have time here. This situation may have began, it's new. There's a new situation here. It may begin around the new moon. You have a much more rational way of, even mature way of looking at this situation. Fates, can you clarify fates, please? Clarify fates, please. It's little by little. 7 of Swords and then 3 of Wands. You don't want to steal your joy for the future that's what you do. It's almost like saying, I don't want to jinx this. That's where you're at. That's where your mentality is. Not that you are jinxing it, but you're like, I don't want to jinx this. I don't want to steal the possibilities for the future by throwing myself in to this current situation and making too many decisions when I don't know enough information to make those situations. It's almost like it will steal the future, or that maybe this won't last. So ultimately you are looking to establish something and make something certain and secure. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles. So that always talks to me. The 9 of Pentacles always represents Virgo, or always represents you. So it's almost like, I don't want to rush into this because I want to get myself to the place where I feel so low, I feel all good. I feel strong in and of myself. I am my own stability, and I'm not going to rely on this new thing to make me happy. I don't want to steal my own happiness for the future by throwing myself too fast into this situation. Let's get through a few more tarot cards, because I don't know if this is a straight up warning. I don't think it is. What it feels like to me is wisdom and being really, really smart. And if you're not using this mentality, if you're just jumping directly in, you better slow it down and hold back and find strength within you again, Virgo, because honestly, that's what's being recommended in this reading. It's not hey, I'm just not doing it that way. Okay, then you're probably headed towards stealing your joy in the future. We have the 10 of Pentacles, so there's something worth building slowly. There's something there's something that is lasting in this situation. And then we have, so there's a lot of competition here. And a lot of people know the value of the situation. A lot of people are competing for this pot of gold. So that's why I think you don't want to rush into a situation yet until you know for a fact that it's also choosing you. You are a contender. You are definitely a contender. But ultimately, there's got to be something on the other side that says, I know that you're the investment that I want to make. And that's sort of the sign that you need to wait for. Let's go to the extended.